Greg, I made it to the drop point. Where do I go from here?
Left.
Which left?
To the left.
Okay, you're not being very descriptive. North, east, south, west, where am I going?
My left.
I don't know where your left is. I mean, where do I go?
I'm looking to the left. Just go to the left.
I can't see you.
To your left.
Yes!
InFamous. I'd rather be famous than unfamous. Yeah. Woo.
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist. And today, guys, we move on to our fourth and final installment in our King of the Web Baldwin month. And this time, I'm not going to be a Jedi. I'm not going to be a guy trying to fight the god of war. I'm not going to be a guy trying to go in a spaceship where his girlfriend may be hiding. No. I'm going to be a messenger. Yeah! Sounds exciting. At least it got a cool backpack. InFamous. What I really like about InFamous from afar is its overall appeal from the outsider's perspective. Usually it takes a trailer or a friend to recommend the game to you, but after seeing just seconds of this gameplay, you'll find yourself wanting to go out to get a copy.
But King Baldwin! Why does he have force powers like Starkiller? Why can he climb buildings really well like the guys from Assassin's Creed? Why is he going so fast on the train tracks? Sonic, go! You gotta go fast! You gotta go fast! You gotta go faster!
What's wonderful about the introduction for InFamous is how vague it is. The minute you press the start button, this happens. Followed by what looks like the apocalypse. After wandering around this chaotic world of death and destruction, we soon learn that the character we are controlling goes by the name of Cole McGrath, who happens to be a messenger.
Cole McGrath? Sounds like a country singer.
Let's just leave that one alone, Greg.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. Not a fan.
After a little progression into the story, we find out more about our location. There are 3 islands that make up one big city known as Empire City. There's the Neon District, where the high-class people live, the Warren, which is essentially the slums, and the Historic District, which is where this massive explosion took place. The explosion in the beginning of the game occurs because of a device known as the Ray Sphere. Not only did it level a majority of the district, but it also plagued all 3 islands tremendously, leaving most of them without electricity. It also left thousands dead, and the ones that did survive suffered from terrible side effects.
Like marshmallows for hands! Alright, maybe not that one.
As days go by, Cole discovers that he now has electricity surging through him, and he has the power to control it as well. Living with his best friend Zeke on a rooftop, Cole tries to find supplies for Zeke, himself, and his doctor girlfriend. Upon arriving at the drop point where the supplies are supposed to be, it is then revealed that the explosion was Cole's fault. Now, he was just the messenger carrying a package, and the package he had to deliver was the Ray Sphere. Suddenly, all of Empire City knows who Cole is, and they instantly hate his guts, including his newly discovered ex-girlfriend.
Funny, I thought electricity in a relationship was a good thing.
This is where one of the biggest moral aspects of this game stems from. Should you try and save your reputation and become the hero that Empire City deserves? Or should you shun the populace and destroy the city that thinks you caused all of its problems? Along the way, you meet Agent Moya of the FBI, who claims that her husband John is undercover with the First Sons organization. They are the ones who manufactured the ray sphere. So who is the man in charge of this organization? Kessler.
Finally, that's who the villain is? I was getting worried it was just a story of inner turmoil. All about me.
If Cole helps Moya find her husband and help him take down Kessler and the Sons, she will help him too. She says she'll get Cole, Trish, and Zeke out of Empire City before the government decides to pull a traditional quarantine maneuver like we've seen in the films.
You mean clean the city up with lots of government support and helpful volunteers? Ah, yeah, they're probably just gonna nuke it.
The guys over at Sucker Punch Studios did a fantastic job creating the atmospheric environment known as Empire City. Conveying the feeling of helplessness and despair, the game really leaves it to you, the player, and our hero to either clean up this mess or make it worse. The gray and dark hues match these feelings that the developers strive to push in, and the contrast of color schemes is shown via Cole himself, emitting the light of your path that you've chosen, blue for good or red for bad.
Alright, this is definitely a Star Wars game.
Platforming in this game is very fun, but some of the graphical outlines of certain buildings make it very difficult for you to climb the path you'd like to go on. This leaves Cole wide open to being attacked. I mean, look how Cole runs in circles. It is a tad bit weird how this animation goes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Cole McGrath, featuring... what's his stunt? Circles? Well, the circus has really gone downhill these days.
During cutscenes, some of the mouth animations don't line up correctly, but you kind of forgive it at those times because of the voice actors themselves. They really execute the characters' personalities very well. Most of the lengthy and story-filled cutscenes are represented vividly via comic book art, which ends up really increasing the pace as well. In regards to music, well, it's not very memorable at times. In cutscenes, it can get pretty epic and awesome, but during the actual gameplay, it's not very interesting. It pretty much just fades into the background. I don't know, maybe that's what the developers wanted. Then again, I probably could think of a better solution for some music.
Deadly day, killing the crowds away. On my way to where I care to beat people. Can you tell me how to get to Empire City?
1, 2, 3 dead bodies. InFamous combines the open sandbox world within Grand Theft Auto with the free running and connectivity like we've seen in Assassin's Creed, mixed with Star Wars.
So it's Grand Assassin Wars? Awesome!
Let's discuss Cole's powers and how they evolve over the course of the game. For starters, you've got your basic lightning zap ability, which is your primary attack power. You'll notice that you also have basic defense power-ups too. They can also increase your durability and your combat skills. Defeating enemies will grant you XP, which you can use to evolve your powers. When you've depleted your power, you can quickly drain electricity from streetlights, generators, and even cars. This is also a great way to reset your health. There is no health meter like in most modern games, but your heart rate does go up and the screen starts to turn gray as you take damage. As you go forward on your quest, you'll have to do many tasks to help make Cole more powerful. For instance, in order to gain different and more effective powers, you must restore electricity to certain parts of each city. When you bring the power back on, you will then learn new skills that will make Cole go from kind of badass to ultra badass to
unlimited prowess!
These new powers really help define Cole. They range from throwing grenades, to zooming in and sniping people while slowing down time, to using a shield, to even flying in the sky.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can electrify. Think about it every night and day. Spread my fingers and kill today. I believe I can soar. See them exploding right off the floor. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can.
Another cool and yet annoying element are stunts. You can perform stunts to gain extra experience to upgrade your skills, and as you advance through these stunts, they go from being very easy to extremely difficult.
Eat your heart out, Tony Hawk Rock! Talk Tony Hawk Rock! Ha!
Now the big question to ask is this: how do you want to be perceived by the populace in InFamous? Do you want to be the hero and become famous, or be evil and become infamous? You'd be surprised, but not only does choosing your side determine your story development, it also changes the effects of your powers. For example, if you use the force push maneuver, you'll send enemies flying normally. However, if you level up the hero side of it, you will actually gain the bonus to suspend your enemies in the air for a few seconds. Whereas if you're evil, they tend to go further or even have a different side effect. Essentially, you have two different options.
Number 1, save people. Or, number 2, destroy everyone!
When you look at your map, you will see that most of it is grayed out, and after you restore power to an area, it lights back up, and you'll see 4 different kinds of exclamation points. Blue stands for story missions, yellow stands for side missions, blue and yellow stands for good side missions, and red and yellow stands for bad side missions. And when you complete a mission, good, bad, or neutral, you will clear the crime out of that particular area. Focusing on collectibles, there's 2 types of things you want to try and find. The first to look for are the dead drop satellites. John, Moya's husband, has left coded messages in these satellites hidden across all 3 islands. Finding them helps uncover more and more about the story. The other collectible hunt is a big one, the blast shards. Finding blast shards helps increase your overall electrical meter, which you can use to cast more skills. The more you collect, the higher number of blast shards you'll need to expand your meter. I find that while I was doing missions, looking at my minimap pressing L3 every few seconds got me really distracted.
I gotta go do this mission. Oh, blue shiny blast! Gotta catch 'em all, blue shiny blast!
You used that joke already. What makes Cole stand out to most heroes in other games is how devastatingly different he is in regards to power and vulnerability. Bullets actually hurt him, and you're forced to think tactfully. As much as I love running into fights gun a-blazing, it doesn't quite apply for Cole. If there's tons of enemies around you, chances are you're going to die, unless you're great at doing flips.
Looks like he needs a lesson from Crash Bandicoot, gymnast extraordinaire!
Each of the 3 islands has a gang that is in charge of it. In the Neon District, you have Sasha and her Reapers, who feed off toxic sludge. You then have Alden Tate, former member of the First Sons and now owner of Brand New Powers, with his Dustman. And you have Kessler and the First Sons, being the most difficult and challenging of the gangs.
And finally, Rufio, the leader of the Lost Boys!
Rufio! Rufio! Rufio!
At the end of the Warren section, you'll finally meet up with John, who then tells you the location of the Ray Sphere, but he also reveals that Moya is not actually his wife, now making it clear that Moya is just doing it for her job. Strapped for people he trusts, Cole calls Zeke to meet him at the location of the Ray Sphere. While it's within his grasp, Cole tells Zeke to grab the Ray Sphere before Kessler does, but when Kessler does show up, Zeke decides that he wants powers as well, so he runs off with the Ray Sphere and Kessler, turning Zeke against Cole. When Cole arrives in the Historic District, it's revealed that there are several bombs planted around the town, and Cole must disable them. Once he's finished, he then gets a message from Kessler that says that he must make a choice that alters everything. On one building, 6 doctors are being held hostage to their deaths, and on another building, Trish. If you save the doctors, it's considered a good choice, but then Trish dies. At least you know she loves you. If you save Trish, it turns out the 6 doctors die, and the girl you saved is not Trish, but some random person, causing Kessler to kill Trish regardless. And she hates you. Either way, Kessler's out for blood.
It's just like in that Batman movie. Now, which one was it? Ah, the one with the credit card. Yeah, that's the one.
So let's fast forward a few missions, and John once again has found the real location of the Ray Sphere. Once you find it, you have the option of destroying it or opening it. If you open it, you become more powerful than you can imagine. If you destroy it, you stop any more possible chaos from occurring. What's weird is that in both scenarios, John dies.
So what you're saying is John dies at the end?
Yeah, I guess?
Coming soon to a theater near you.
What? The final fight with Kessler is on. I do want to discuss the results of this fight because it's important to note that in my opinion, up until this chaos occurs, the game kind of falls a little flat in regards to story. It's not until Zeke's betrayal and Trish's death where things really start to pick up again. and boy did they pay off in the end. After you defeat Kessler, he reveals an incredibly important and shocking truth, that he is Cole McGrath from the future. Kessler claims that there is an ultimate being in the future that will cause the ruin of many lives. In order to prepare anyone to handle it, future Cole went back in time to make himself more powerful by using the Ray Sphere and destroying his life so that one day he will have the ability to take on this entity. You know, the funny thing is that I've actually had several girls tell me this while on a first date.
I came from the future. I have to tell my past self how to be a better person by ruining her life.
Can I touch your boobs?
No, I don't think so.
There's quite a bit to do in this game that will keep you occupied for many hours, but overall, it's not that bad. Within 2 playthroughs, you can literally get all the trophies as long as you're aware as to what they are. I recommend doing a playthrough on easy or normal mode first, and play as good Cole, and then play again on hard mode as evil Cole. Now I know a lot of you are probably worried about playing on hard mode, but honestly, it's quite easy considering you don't have to worry about the well-being of all the NPCs like when you do when you play as good Cole.
Destroy everyone!
All of the main story mode trophies are obtainable simply by picking good or evil at crossroads sections. Very easy and simple to do. Other trophies require you to focus on collecting all the dead drops and the blast shards. The most difficult trophy in my eyes has to be the Stuntmaster trophy. While completing a lot of the early stunts as you play is actually quite easy, the last stunts become very difficult because there are not as many enemies as there once was. The DLC, although free, is kind of cool. You can get an extra maneuver called the Giga Blades. These blades will one-hit KO any enemy you melee. When it comes down to it, platinuming InFamous is not that bad. However, be prepared to suffer through some hard times ahead when it comes down to the Stuntmaster and Blast Shard trophies. InFamous is a fantastic time, regardless of what side you choose, good or bad. Now I did find that being evil is just ultimately badass and more fun because you don't have to worry about the well-being of other NPCs getting in your way, and it really helps in completing all of the other trophies. However, to complete the game 100%, you do need to play both paths, and the Stuntmaster trophy, which involves you doing all the stunts, is incredibly difficult. With that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of Finish It.
Finish it!
That's all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave your positive and negative comments in the boxes below. Don't forget to leave your game suggestions for the future of the show, and even though we are moving forward past the King of the Web Baldwin month, I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped us win King of the Web. Very special thank you to all of our new interns helping us out, creating the show to make it better and brighter, and really, you know, it's a great...
Why wasn't I really in this? Why wasn't I in this episode, like with live stuff? Was that a choice, or? Well, I guess I'm in it now. Oh, cool! See you later, guys. Thanks for everything.
Can I do the excuse me bit now?
Oh, did I interrupt?
You did.
Oh, sorry.
Now, if you excuse me. Oh, hey! I'm getting a radio call. Go for the completionist.
Gerard? Oh, thank God you answered. We've got big trouble.
Proton John? What can I do for you, man?
Dude, I need your help. Do you know how to shoot a gun at all?
No.
Do you know martial arts at all?
No.
Well, have you beaten Contra before?
Yeah, who hasn't beaten Contra? I'm so pro at Contra 3.
Alright, that'll work. I need your help.
To do what, John? To do what?
I need your help to save the world.
To save the world?
To save the world. Gerard, stop staring into space. I need an answer now. Gerard!